guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We are here at the Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. And guess what? We have a compact SUV that's receiving some special touches. This is it. This is a 2022 Hyundai Tucson. This particular one is the first ever Tucson XRT. But before we get into this smaller size crossover SUV with some off-road capability, let's talk about what's going on here. Hyundai. Their lineup is spectacular when not only looking at their sedans and electrified vehicles, but of course their SUVs. Now, where does the Tucson fall into place? Of course, the smallest of the crossover SUVs is going to be the Venue. Then you step it up to the Kona, and then guess what? That's where the Tucson comes into play. Now, the Tucson has received a total redesign, but now we're also getting a special trim, like I said, called the XRT. What the heck is this going to compete with? Of course, Kia, the sister brand to Hyundai, they have a Sportage X Line Pro and regular X Line. Plus, you're going to look at other brands like, of course, Toyota with the RAV4 TRD. So what I want to do is, I want to specifically focus on that RAV4, one of the best-selling compact crossover SUVs, but also look at that off-road worthiness of the TRD compared to the XRT. Let's go ahead, let's find out which is the better one to buy for your hard-earned money. Let's dive into our dark blue Tucson and find out. Right off the bat, the style. When the Tucson was redesigned, it followed a new philosophy that they brought into the Elantra. A lot of geometric shapes. So I hope you did really well in geometry class in school, because it'll help you understand what's going on with this Tucson. Let me show you some of the changes for the XRT. So XRT, of course, you're gonna be getting your LED lighting. We got our daytime running lamps, which I love about the Tucson. Very unique how the LED daytime running lamps actually run into the grille. When you see a Tucson coming down the road, you can't confuse it with any other vehicle. Then we have our lower headlight housing with LED headlights. Nice angular cut, all blacked out on the interior. Of course, we're gonna have a functional air curtain on the side that helps clean up the airflow as it hits the front of the Tucson. And what I like about the style compared to the RAV4 is I like how aggressive it is. This very hard edge that just kind of teardrops and waterfalls into the lower portion. Very aggressive. Now, as we come across the front grille, let's talk about XRT specifics. So you see this dark metallic gray grille? This is specific to the XRT trim. The one Zonk, I wish they would have went dark gray or black on the Hyundai badge. But the nice thing is, on the lower portion, they give you a very rugged, flat black area specific to the XRT. This is gonna take a better beating as you're going down your favorite trail road to put your kayak or other small craft into the water, like a canoe, and go about your business and enjoy your day. So that's what we're looking with that change. Now, when you compare it to a Toyota RAV4 TRD, you're gonna get some of those changes as well. Different grille, different bottom portion of the front fascia. You let me know what you think so far of this XRT. Put it in the comment section. When we get up onto the hood, you're straight up Tucson hood, just like any other trim. You're gonna have this little kind of valley in the center. Then you got a little bit of a peak and a rise right towards the A-pillars. All done. Let's go around the bend here. Look at what we got. So when you go XRT, it's not just about the front. We're seeing a change up on the wheels and tires. So what you're looking at is a 19-inch wheel. It's interesting because when I first saw a picture of this, I didn't really dig it, but in person, I'm liking the style. It's very unique. 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall. I guess my one zonk on this setup, where are my off-road tires? No protection whatsoever on the sidewall. What does that mean? You hit the rock the wrong way, puncture that Michelin just like that. So that's something to think about. What they did do is they increased the cladding. Just like on the Subaru Frontier Wilderness, they increased the cladding on the fenders. Let me know what you think about it. So not only is it taller, but you can see how they tried very hard to take this element design that's on your regular Tucson and bring it to the top portion all the way around. Other than that, the dark blue with the gray wheels look fantastic. I guess the other thing I'm kind of scratching my head on, there's not a lot of extra height here. So if you're going off-roading, I would like it to sit up just a little bit higher. But let's continue and see what else we got. You do get gloss black painted on your mirror caps with those LEDs doing their thing. You'll notice that you just have up top the gloss black, and I'm glad that they did that. There's no need to do gloss black all the way around. One thing that might help with the smaller people in your family, obviously your kids and whatnot, is that you do get these XRT specific running boards. So you can see how rugged they are. They are fixed, but like I said, for somebody a little shorter, helps you get in and out. We got color match on the door handles. Straight from the accessory catalog, it comes standard. We're gonna have these Hyundai specific roof rails. So you got your roof rails with your crossbars, put your cargo basket up there, put your kayak carrier, your mountain bike carrier. Heck, maybe if you got an extra couple kids you forgot that you had, throw them up there and take them camping. This is an adventure style vehicle. That's where you're getting these touches. Plus you're kind of getting a little bit more sporty look, I guess, from the blacked out exterior. Now, as we work our way down, you'll notice that on that side sill, look how far, I'm gonna have Lori kind of swing around, look how far that extends out, all flat black, so it's gonna take a better beating. Our XRT trim Tucson has the optional all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is not standard. So another thing to think about when you're comparing it to the RAV4 TRD, but this one does have optional four-wheel drive. I'll let you know how much that costs when we get to the interior. When we swing it around back, I think my favorite part, especially compared to the RAV4, is just how clean it is. The wiper, where is it? It's tucked underneath here, just like I always point out it could be. You get a nice long low roof spoiler. Everything on the roof is very flat. And what's great about that is, think about it, when you got your kayaks are long, unless you got like some little mini kayak, you don't have to worry about hitting the bodywork up top or the roof, which is great. But you got your Hyundai badge. Look at the way they do the lighting. Very nicely done. Let me know if this reminds you of a Mach-E. It reminds me of a Mach-E. Let me know if I'm crazy or if you also think it looks like a Mach-E. Would have been nice if they would have went blacked out on the badges. That would have been a nice little extra kind of sprinkling. But you'll notice we got the X-Track badge. So H-Track. Now I'm saying things that don't even make sense. H-Track badge, that's for your all-wheel drive system. And then going all the way down, you do have trailering capability. Like I said, you might want to pull a jet ski, and you'll notice how they did the lower bumper, just like up front, flat black with a little bit of that black chrome finish. But you know what? Why don't we pop the hood? Let's see what's powering this Tucson. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. Did you have a prop rod underneath the hood? If you were hoping for extra horsepower, you're gonna have to hope a little bit more. What do we got though? We do have a naturally aspirated inline 4 engine. Size is going to be a 2.5 liter inline 4. You're looking at 187 horsepower, 171 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, this isn't a vehicle that's gonna get you faster to your off-road area. It's 0 to 60, 8.7 seconds. Top speed, 120 miles per hour. The good news is MPGs, 26 in the city, 33 on the highway, and the vehicle does weigh 3,695 pounds. Other things that you can look at is obviously when you're looking at the towing capability as well. Now, when you compare it to the RAV4 TRD, you are looking at also an inline 4, 2.5 liter engine, but it's got a little bit more horsepower. But they both got 8-speed automatic transmissions. I think where the RAV4 really shows its off-worthiness is gonna be in the suspension. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this Tucson and hear what it sounds like. right, guys, time to come on inside to the Tucson XRT. As you can see from the exterior, lots of triangles and different geometric shapes. On the interior, things change a little bit. I know what you're saying to yourself. You're like, Joe, I've done my research. I've been watching Raiti's rides. I saw your RAV4 TRD, which if you haven't, I'll leave the link to that video at the end of this one. You've seen the Subaru Forester Wilderness Edition. I'll put that one in there as well. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, how much is this? Because I've been looking at those other videos. I've been doing my research. MSRP for this one is $32,625 for the front-wheel drive version. If you want all-wheel drive like ours, it's an additional $1,500 on top of that. So let's see what you get for the money when you're ready to go camping and go further down that off-road to the door panels. So what you're gonna see is just like other Tucsons, that little bit of gloss black, the silver, it definitely looks contemporary. I'm not the biggest fan of the cloth, especially on something that is more of an off-road style thing. There is a ton of gloss black, which you are gonna get fingerprints right around that switch gear. But the great news is I like the stitching, and it's a very soft armrest. Door pocket is on the tighter side, so I would highly recommend, especially if you're going camping in the middle of nowhere, brings a couple extra MREs with you and put them in that door pocket just in case so that you can stay alive. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that cloth, soft touch. You can see that contemporary flow as it comes into the center stack. When you get to the center stack, what are you getting? You're not getting the 10.25-inch screen. You're getting the smaller infotainment screen. It's the 8-inch system. Now, the good news is, yes, it's small, and I know some of you have had to work with small infotainment screens for most of your life. This one, though, has some of the nice touches. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It does have Hyundai's coveted Blue Link. Say after a hard day at camping, the kids are asleep in the back, you don't want to wake them up, you can put it into quiet mode, and then you got all the other easy, nice settings to get to. Throw it into reverse. It does almost take up all 8 inches. You do have trajectory, which is nice. I just wish it was a little bit better resolution. I wish there was a forward-facing camera. That would be important going down an off-road trail. But you got your volume knobs, your tune knobs, start, stop. We do have dual climate control, so they did not give you just basic AC controls. You have dual climate. Down below, USB-A's, wireless charging, and I would say a place where you could put 8 walnuts. So if you're done holding on to your nuts, you could put up to 8 walnuts in there, in their shells, of course. We do have the shifter for the 8-speed automatic. You can lock the center diff with the all-wheel drive system, hill descent control, 2 cup holders, and then here is your Hyundai key fob. There's the H. We spin it around. Remote start. That's a nice touch. 3 stages of heated seats. And then guess what? Stitching, softness, open it up. You could easily put, I would say, that crystal skull that you found in Colorado when you were out camping back in high school. You just came across it. You've been kind of cursed for most of your life, but you still hold on to it for some reason. Let those demons go. Let it go. But if you want to hold on to it, enough room for that full-size crystal skull. Seats, they are cloth. They do feel like they're going to wear very well, and I do like their attempt to kind of spruce it up, but I was wishing for at least vinyl seats. I don't need leather, but some vinyl seats. You have manual controls for the passenger. The great news is, as the driver, I do have electric seat controls, and you have the lighter headliner. Let me know how you feel about that. Everything being blacked out, but then we have a lighter headliner. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the digital dash in the Tucson of this XRT. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have, like I said, those running boards. You got your seat controls. What I like is the lower lumbar. That's highly recommended by my chiropractor. Seats feel good. I'm 6 feet tall. For a compact SUV, you do get a ton of room. This is a tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and the steering wheel does have the leather trim. You got a little bit of gloss black, a little bit of silver, but what you get on this vehicle that you don't get on the RAV4 is a full digital display. That's a 10.25-inch digital display. Let me show you the different drive modes. You got snow, smart mode, sport. Look at how it changes. It's like a freaking video game, and normal. But who the hell wants to be normal? We're gonna stick it in sport. No corner cameras for the blind spots, but still very, very clear graphics. And I think that kind of elevates the contemporariness, if that's even a word, of this vehicle compared to the RAV4. But why don't we get in the back seat? Because we're now gonna see how your passengers are gonna feel in this Tucson XRT. All right, guys, back seat time. And you know what? This is another area where compact crossover SUVs have come a long way, especially when it comes to room. 6 feet tall. I'm still feeling pretty good back here, but let's see what we got. You do have cloth all the way around. I like the larger pocket. The great news is you could actually put 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies here. So if you like your Do-si-dos, your Thin Mints, whatever flavor you want, 2 full boxes. Then we get to the center stack. What do we got going on here? We got our rear AC vents and USB-A's, 2 of them. So that's nice. And I have my own pocket here, so that I could have some tag-alongs. Those are some of my favorites, the tag-alongs, or the Samoas. Let's go get some. I can't wait to go camping. I know Lori's a big camper. Now, when it comes to the seats, can you move them? Yes, they recline, and they'll come up a little bit, and then you go back. How about center armrest? It's cloth. It's like a cloth brick. If there's a way to come up with a cloth brick, Hyundai did it, but you got your 2 cup holders. And what's nice is if you're camping and like a tick bites you, you could kind of get rid of it that way, which is really, really good. But other than that, you fold it up and then you're good to go. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see how much room we have in this Tucson. All right, guys, obviously if you're going on an adventure, you're gonna need to bring some stuff with you. What's nice is that the XRT does have that button that you hit, nice electric assist. What are you greeted to? First of all, look at how low the actual bumper level is. I like that because when you got that heavy camping gear and all that crap that your kids need to bring for some reason, it's easier to get it in and out of the back end. Now, if you're looking at the back cargo area, how much space do we actually have? What you're basically looking at with this area is 39 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Can we fold the seats down? I will show you in a brief second. We do have a 12-volt power source, easy to get to. You got your lighting back here, and then to pull the seats down, watch this. Nice handles, ba-bam. And then we do the passenger side, ba-bam. And what I'm gonna do is just to show you how low do they go, they lock in just like that. So it would have been nice for them to lock in by themselves without me pushing on it, but now you can see just how much stuff. Heck, if the mosquitoes are biting you at the campsite, get the inflatable mattress and throw it in the back of this thing. How about cargo? Lift it up. Underneath the cargo, we got the Maroni. That's the official name for a window sticker, and you do get a spare. So you're not gonna get stuck out in the middle of nowhere or here at the Biltmore Estates. We are going to take this though. It's about that time. Pack up your sleeping bag, put the fire out properly, because we don't want to start forest fires. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle and go for a little drive in our Tucson. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Hyundai Tucson XRT. Another thing I'm a little bummed out about, no sunroof. Not even a small standard sunroof. But so far, so good with the driving experience. Very comfortable, very, very smooth and compliant. We're on the Blue Ridge Parkway, one of the most scenic highways or stretches of road in the whole continental United States. And this really was Hyundai's intention to take us out here because they know that this vehicle is about the journey. And having that XRT trim, I kind of like the fact that it's got the dark accents. I'm all about that. Plus, you could option in that all-wheel drive. But driving down the road, getting to the 8-inch infotainment system, even though it's smaller, than what you could get on some other trims, because the other trims you can get a 10.25-inch screen. Still, lots of space there. Digital display really kind of, like I said before, elevates the technology feel in here compared to the RAV4 TRD. I think, though, when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, the TRD version of the RAV4 is gonna have that little bit more capable off-road ability to it compared to this XRT. But like I said, if you're looking for something that stands out from the rest of the crowd in the compact crossovers, this does bring some of that great extra feel with a unique look. Let me go ahead, I'm gonna come to a complete stop. And I know that we're on a hill, but I'm gonna come to a complete stop. We are in sport mode, and we're gonna do an acceleration just to let you see how that goes. On throttle, here we go. So we are going uphill, and of course we do have the naturally aspirated inline 4. It's interesting because it actually feels a little bit quicker than what it is on paper, but still, it would be nice if this came with a turbocharged inline 4 rather than the naturally aspirated version. But the good news is, with the H-Track, you're getting that great stick, even when things get slippery, even when roads get gravelly, sand, rocks, the whole 9 yards. And then having the different modes. Right now we're in sport mode. It holds that gear for you so that you can get on throttle a little bit quicker, which is nice. Speaking of that, let's go on throttle. Here we go. But it does what it needs to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Comparing it to the RAV4, that's not a rocket ship anyway. So it is very, very comparable. And I like the idea of how you have hill descent control, you have that locking center diff. I'm actually going to go ahead and put it into normal mode just to see how that goes. But I love the way the gauges change. That's probably my favorite attribute of the digital dash, is how with the mode, you're also changing the look of the instrumentation. Dimension-wise, I think it's spot on the money. You feel really comfortable. Visibility out the back is stupendous. And the side mirrors have a nice shape, but plenty of mirror real estate so you could see what's behind you. Seats are a little on the firm side, I'm noticing, especially for a cloth seat. Usually I find that cloth seats seem to be the more comfortable compared to vinyl or leather or pleather, like they say. But I'm wondering if over time these would break in. It's just, I'm like in it. I'm not sitting on the seat. I just would like a little bit more cushion, so to speak. But like I said, driving the Blue Ridge Parkway really allows you to have the scene that you want and just really nice curvy road. They did a great job, I think, with feedback overall. Pretty much the RAV4 and the Tucson steering wise feel very, very similar. I think that if you go CRV, that's where the Honda edges it out a little bit because you have a little bit better feedback. But I love the scenery here. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall experience of what the Tucson is bringing at the XRT trim. We're gonna wrap this one up and get back, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day out here in Asheville, North Carolina, Biltmore Estate. I wanna thank everybody at Hyundai USA for allowing us access to this new trim for 2022, the XRT version of the Tucson. Let me know what you think. Did Hyundai do enough to challenge the mighty RAV4 TRD with what they added? Is there more that you think they should do? Put it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it to that person that never gives up, no matter what the odds are, no matter how tough it gets. Lori working that camera like a champ. doing an amazing job. Show her some love in the comment section, or I'm gonna run you over with this Tucson XRT. Thank you, Lori, for all that you're doing. Just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.